we've got an exciting afternoon with you, because if you're someone who's trying to break in the film or trying to get to the next level, learn about producing, directing, this is the place to be. As you've heard already, we've got a power couple. They've done things that some black folk can't do, white folk can't do, purple folk can't do. They have done it and done it well, and so they truly are a part of Hollywood's elite.
Mara saved my life. I mean, and I say that literally. I mean, you know, you got some brothers out there in the audience and all over this country who want to do good, you know, and they want to be everything that black women want them to be. But we have a legacy in this country, and we can't ignore it. I was the first man in my family to go to college and to get a degree. My mother always wanted me to do that, but she didn't know what that meant. She just knew that there were colleges out there. She didn't get past the 4th grade. And she was in and out of prison when we were together and when she was here, but she was a good woman, you know, and gave me the strength to be the person that I am. So when I met Mara, what I saw in her was this strength that my mother had. And when we met, you know, yes, I was doing a film, but again, I was one of those brothers who were trying to transition. You know, I was trying to do something. And you need someone who believes in you to help you make that transition. You know, here I met this, you know, beautiful young lady, went to Northwestern, came from a family of strong women who went to college, you know, and I'm like this kid from Richmond, California, you know, but she saw something in me and I saw something in her. So now when we're working together now, I always sort of go back to those moments, you know, when she told me, like, you know, she didn't tell y'all this. You know, there was a moment in our relationship where she said to me, she said, look, I think you're a fantastic man. And I think you can do anything you want to do. But there are certain things that you have to stop doing in order to be in my life. And I had to make a decision. And so I stopped.
When I pitched Girlfriends, I was at a stage in my career where I wasn't allowed to be the showrunner. So what happens is typically they'll have more veteran writers shepherd you, you know, sort of supervise you, so to speak. And that's cool, okay, that's the arrangement. But for me, when we sat down and had that agreement amongst the 3 of us, I said, okay, well, you guys will supervise me for the first 2 years, but the 3rd year, I get my show, it's mine. And when we got to the 3rd year, Girlfriends was a really huge success. So no one wanted to change anything. They were like, well, it's not broke. But there's that moment where you have to face, are you gonna accept those circumstances even though 2 years prior everyone agreed that this is what was gonna happen? And no one wanted to change. And then you have to walk in that room and you have to look at your boss, you know, the head of the studio. And I remember I was so nervous and I was tanking the meeting and I had cotton mouth. It was horrible. I was like, okay, clearly things are gonna stay status quo. And I remember stopping, and I stopped the meeting. I said a prayer in the middle of the meeting. And then I remember saying, well, I don't know who's better for the show, but I know that if I'm not where I want to be and how I need to be, it won't be successful. And I got my show, you know, and so
wow.
I mean, that was but I think for me in that moment, you know what you're also risking. They could also say, okay, well, bye. You know? And those are moments of faith for me. So in those obstacles you asked about, I walk in my faith.
I always believe, when I was talking about faith, I always believe that you're gonna get what's yours anyway. I don't put a lot of emphasis on white folk because I've never thought that they could stop me from doing anything that I wanted to do anyway.
Amen.
The thing that is most important to me is that I did it. And I've been able to do it by telling stories about black folk. And to me, that's my politics. As long as I'm able to do that and hire black folk and see black folk buying homes and putting their children through school, and they're able to do the things that they love to do. They're cinematographers, they're costume designers. To me, that's my politics. So the advice that I would give anyone is just be very, very, very extremely prepared. Because if you keep seeking your opportunity, it's gonna come. It's going to come, and hopefully you will be able to notice it.